Here's a question for you. What's your favorite part of your religion, and what is your least favorite part of your religion?
Oh,
For me. Yeah, I gotta think about my answer, so.
so the favorite part, I would say, two favorite parts, two themes that I want to touch on. One is, we've already talked about, is I won't go into it too much, is the equality theme. I think it's important for me, especially as a woman, to see myself reflected in the beliefs that I have. I see that my presence is acknowledged, right? Like, I'm not erased from the history of the religion, nor am I erased from the practice of the religion. So when you go to the Gurdwara, a female can, a Sikh woman can perform all of the services or all of whatever's happening in the Gurdwara. A Sikh woman can participate just as much as a Sikh man can participate. A Sikh woman can lead service. A Sikh woman can be the priest. I mean, we don't really have a priestly class, but the person who's sort of leading for that day, for example. So that's one thing that I really do appreciate. The second thing that I really do appreciate is a focus within Sikhism on social justice. So that is a really, really strong focus within the religion, and Gursharan, so in a few of the classes we've talked about the reason for why Sikhs have such a visible identity, why we stand out, and it is a choice that we're making, right? So although with what we're talking about today is the sort of the principles of Sikhism, sort of the ideals of Sikhism. Not every Sikh will follow the religion, and some will that closely. Some will follow in a way that makes sense to them, right? In a very personal way. So for me, why I sort of wear a patka and sort of want to look different is because I do think it's important to stand out. Like, that's something that's meaningful to me, because there's a reason that we do stand out, which is that we stand up also. As Gursharan was saying, we see something that's happening that doesn't sit quite right with us, that doesn't feel that should be happening, even if it's not happening to us, but we see it happening. We stand up and we say something, or we reflect on why it's not sitting well with us. And that is something that is, I think, deeply, deeply ingrained within Sikhism. So what the least sort of thing that resonates with me, I think I would say is Sikhism is a religion. Sikhism is a religion that originated in Punjab, as Gursharan was saying, and within Punjab there's many cultures. Right? So there's something called the Punjabi culture, there's something called the Punjabi language, and most Sikhs are from the Punjabi culture, traditionally. Right? So if they were to if they were to trace their ancestry back, it would lead back for many Sikhs to Punjab. And one of the things that I find frustrating sometimes is that there's often an interchange between Punjabi culture and the Sikh religion. So that can be a little bit frustrating, because there's many things that happen in Punjabi culture that are not aligned with Sikhism, but they sometimes do get confused.
Okay.
Generally speaking, and again, there's the personal aspect to this, and then there's that sort of, this is what the ideal would be. So the ideal would be that you would wake up somewhere around 3:30 a.m. And you would take a shower, you would recite your daily prayers. So Sikhs have daily prayers that happen in the morning, and then those that happen later on in the day. So you would recite your morning prayers. And you could go beyond that, some people do, but that would be sort of like the basics that you would do. And then you go about your day, whatever that day includes, around the evening time, so around the sunset. There's another prayer that Sikhs will recite. And then closer to the evening time, so just about many before the evening, they'll recite another prayer. And so that's what the day would look like in sort of the basic day.
But I mean, within that time frame, of course, they're still doing all the same things that you guys would do, that everyone else would do: go to work, go to school, go to soccer practice, whatever it might be. And also, like, my family does the evening prayer at night. So one of the things that we've always done, even when I was a kid, we always eat dinner together. Because we eat dinner and then we do our evening prayer, and then we go off and do whatever it is we're doing. What kind of food do people eat? People eat lots of kinds of food. People eat food from wherever they want to eat food from. Sometimes it'll be hamburgers and macaroni and cheese, and sometimes it'll be, I don't know, caviar. I mean, I don't like that, but maybe some people do. It just depends, like, they just eat food.
So I think like there are no
dietary
restrictions.
There are no dietary restrictions. However, at the Gurdwara, which is the place of worship, we do not eat meat. We do not eat meat because. Does anyone remember the meal? What the meal is called after services? You don't remember? It starts with an L. It's called Langar. And so this is essentially, does that ring a bell? At all? Okay, some of you said yes. But yeah, so it's a community meal, and it's essentially a soup kitchen. So if you were to go to India today, they're not necessarily attached to a Gurdwara. They're not necessarily after a service, right? When I was there, probably like 10 years ago now, they had a langar being served at a gas station. The idea is that you're bringing food to people in need. But the biggest kind of aspect of it is that, remember the inequality that was happening back in the day when things first started out? So everybody who goes there sits on the same level. Everybody sits on the ground. Everybody eats the same food. And that's why we don't have meat, is because back then meat was considered a rich man's, an upper class food. It wasn't widely available. And therefore, we didn't eat it at Langar. We didn't serve it at Langar. Because the idea is that the food should be nutritional. It should be able to give us some like warm belly type of feeling, but it shouldn't be so extravagant that the average person can't get this meal normally. So even today, we still follow that. It's just a tradition that we have. And sometimes, so like when my mom is in charge of making langar, sometimes she'll do macaroni and cheese or like broccoli, because it depends. Like, we can have veggie Subway sandwiches if we want. Like, people serve whatever they want as long as it's vegetarian. But obviously that's developed differently here in the States than it has in other countries. So we're here from the Kaur Foundation. We are here today to talk about Sikh, which you already know. Would you guys please write down we're here today, so this is an opportunity for you to answer or ask some questions to get some answers. So write down one question per group. about Sikhism or related to the cultural spike.
Okay then. Okay.
So anytime fun.
What's your question?
What was that question? Do you ever cut your hair for people who wear turbans? And what is the age of a boy who gets a turban?
What's your question?
Why do Sikhs never cut their hair?
Why can't Sikhs cut their hair?
Okay, that's a great question. So when we were given that identity, right, the idea of the turban and everything else, part of that was the long hair. That was another thing. And I've always said that part of that also is that there's this idea of keeping what God gave you. So that's the same reason Jesus didn't cut his hair. Fun fact. Jesus, in all the pictures, he's got long hair. Part of that, historians say that it's because he didn't want to alter his body because it was a gift from God. So that's a very similar teaching actually to our religion. Obviously, in this day and age, people do things differently. I've got a piercing in my ear, probably shouldn't have it, but I do. And that's another thing that I want to mention is when we're talking about stuff like covering your head or uncut hair, these are ideals. These are things that we aspire as Sikhs to become, but oftentimes people are in different places and they may not follow those things to a T. They do what they can. So you will also see people who say that they're Sikh and who are Sikh, but maybe they don't have a turban, or they do cut their hair, and they're Sikhs too. There's lots of Sikhs all over the world.
Do boys cut their hair when they get their turban?
Okay, so the answer to that is no. So you saw the boy in the video had what we call a patka. So that was on the top of his head. His hair is braided or twisted on the top of his head. So when you tie a turban, traditionally you tie your turban around your patka. And actually, Geetika's wearing another form of a patka.
So my hair is tied at the back. So most men will have their hair tied at the top, and many women wear turbans as well. And so it's something that men will wear. A Sikh man who is following Sikhism to sort of that ideal or principle, sort of like the ideal standard, will wear a turban. For women, when things started, it was mandatory as well, but as sort of culture sometimes influences religion, right now it's optional for women.
Okay, so let's play a game. Is that the perfect segue?
We have to freeze this.
Oh, okay.
Or you don't get the answer to it.
Which gods do you worship?
Which gods do we worship? So we don't really like to use the term God, but the word God, we believe in one God. God is a Western concept as opposed to an Eastern concept, and so in Eastern religions, and especially in Sikhism, we find that we think of God. Okay, and in the Sikh faith, we don't really believe in. We believe in God as a universal entity, a universal being. But we don't necessarily say that God is male or female. We say that God is shapeless, God is in everybody, every single person, and in everything. And so God is everywhere, and everybody has bits of that goodness in them. I saw her hand first, we'll come back to you, because you already asked me.
During service, how do you cover your head?
How do we cover our heads? That's a great question. It's a sign of respect for the religious scriptures and for everybody in the congregation. The idea that everybody, like we said, God is in everyone. And theoretically, we should have our heads covered at all times, which is another reason we wear a turban, because we do believe that God is in everyone and everywhere, and therefore, no matter where you go, you ought to cover your head. I should have covered my head today. Yeah, it's a sign of humility as well, and you'll also take off your shoes, because in Indian culture, feet are thought of as maybe being dirty, and so it's disrespectful to have your shoes on, and same reason that's disrespectful to have your head uncovered.
Or shoes are thought as being dirty.
Shoes are thought, not feet, shoes, but yeah.
Does that bracelet get bothersome?
Sometimes for my classmates when I was taking a test or erasing, it kind of, I just usually pull it up when I'm taking a test because it does kind of clank when I'm writing. But no, it doesn't. You get used. I mean, it's not heavy or anything. It's very light, so it's easy. I mean, there are people who wear really big ones, and I could imagine that may become bothersome. But I'm pretty sure they're used to it. Like we wear it all the time, so it's probably not that bad. Mine doesn't bother me.
What age do you get the bracelets?
Usually when you're born, you get like a little one, and then as you grow, you get bigger ones. I've had this one since I was in 4th grade. So my hand has grown, but my arm, maybe my wrist has not grown. So it used to probably go up to like my shoulder, but that happens. But so as you grow, you get bigger sizes, but you just don't take it off. And I mean, oftentimes you might see it wrapped in string too. Little babies get irritated sometimes with their skin; they'll get a rash. So they just wrap it in string until they're old enough to have healthy skin underneath. But yeah, it's a good question. Anybody else want to ask their questions? I'm here from the Kaur Foundation to talk to you guys about Sikhism, and maybe we'll further the discussion if we have time after lunch. So on these cards, I want you guys to work together in your pair or group of 3 and come up with a question, a really good question to ask us, since you have already watched the movie and we're here today, and that's, you know, we're here for you. We're a primary source. So go ahead and write down a question. If you have 2 burning questions, you can write 2, but at least one. At least one. Okay? Take like 2 minutes. If you don't like to talk to you, go for it. Hey, turn around. Do you remember the stupid one? What? Nothing that stood out. Go ahead.
Why don't boys cut their hair?
Why don't boys cut their hair? So that's a common misconception. Nobody cuts their hair.
Oh.
Nobody cuts their hair. Men and women.